Hello friends, this is Fox Nival Studios. Today we are here with new chapter What if Naruto was the son of Spirit King? Before starting story, please subscribe our channel. Now let's start the chapter. When Naruto was born, the Kyuubi was sealed in him, but what would happen if his mother and father were the Spirit King and Queen, thus making Naruto a prince? The villagers banished him when he was 13, but luckily the other Visoreds took him in. Now watch as he throws a monkey wrench into Aizen's plan with the help of Ichigo, and a sister he never knew he had. All characters will be OOC, some major change in cloths as well. Naruto's sword, 28 inches of stainless steel with an 11 inches handle. The blade is 3 inches wide. Hello talking, hello thought, hello Zanpakuto and Kyuubi talking. Hello Zanpakuto and Kyuubi thought, hello Hollow talking and Visored talking. It was a beautiful day in Konoha as a 13-year-old boy about 5 feet 0 inches with spiky blonde hair and blue eyes walked to the Hokage's office. He was wearing a pair of white loose baggy pant with black trim and a sash that held his Zanpakuto Kekkei Genkei at his side, while he also had a matching jacket with black trim that he left it open to show off his abs since he didn't wear a shirt. It was the same as Grimmjow's outfit. You couldn't see his face due to a white mask that had the shape and look of a fox. He's lived a nice life, but deep down he hated the village and wanted to get out, but it not like that was going to happen anytime soon. He always had the clans backing him because of who his parents were, but the civilians hated him because of the Kyuubi. It didn't help much with a mask that can appear at any time you are mad at someone. He's only had the mask for 3 years. He was nowhere at keeping it in control for no more than 6 hours without his tenant taking control. It was around that same time he met his Zanpakuto spirit. She was nice, a little flirty, but nice. She didn't have an actual name beside the Zanpakuto name Kekkei Genkei. He started to call her Naru since she looked like a female version of him. So Naruto, what do you think the old man wants? A feminine voice said in his head. Don't know Naru-chan, but it sounded important. Naruto said to his Zanpakuto spirit. A word to the wise kid, you better drop the mask soon, it almost been 6 hours. Another feminine voice said. Alright Kyuubi-chan, I'll drop it when I get into the old man office. The bitch at the front hates me. Naruto said to the Kyuubi. Alright, but just be careful, she said, nodding to her host and smiled at Tsukihime. Okay, Naruto said as he walked up to the tower and past the bitch at the desk glaring at her while releasing so much killer intent the woman fainted. Bitch, he muttered as he walked to the door of the old man's office and opened it and noticed 3 people he never seen before. One was a well-rounded man about 8 feet 5 inches with golden eyes and pink hair, wear what looked like to be an olive green suit. The standing next to was a man wear a green tracksuit. He was about 6 feet 11 inches. He couldn't tell what color his eye were due to a pair of sunglasses, and hair looked almost like a shuriken. The last man looked a little crazy. His was about 5 feet 11 inches with brown eyes, light gray, silver hair. The 2 shorter men to be about 30, while the tall man looked maybe 34. You wanted to see you, old man? Naruto said, making the 3 unknown men look at him shocked. That's a hollow mask, but how? The 3 men thought at the same time, looking at fox-like hollow mask on the boy's face. Yes, I did, Naruto. I can see you have more control of the mask, the old man said, looking at Naruto. Not really, just level 1. I can barely control level 2. Naruto said as his mask started to crack and fall off his face, showing he had 6 whisker marks on his face, 3 on each cheek. I see, but to the main reason I called you here, you see, due to the village's constant death threats on your life, you will have to leave the village, but luckily there are people who will take you in. The old man said, seeing a smirk on Naruto's face showing that he was happy to be leaving the village. I see, so the council is banishing me then? Naruto said, seeing the old man nod his head. Fine, then I want everything that belongs to my parents, everything in the house and bank accounts. I want to leave nothing to those assholes, Naruto said as the old man spoke up. Already done, Naruto, these men over here have everything that belongs to your parents, even the house, the old man said, getting an even bigger smirk out of Naruto. Good, when do I have to leave? Naruto asked, looking at the old man. The council wants you to leave within the week, but knowing you, the old man said as Naruto cut in. I leave within the hour and disappear from this village, never to be seen again, Naruto said as the man with pink hair spoke up. Very well then, young man, if you are ready we can leave and head for our home in Karakura town. You will be more welcome in our family, the man said, looking over at the boy and smiled. Right, well I guess this is goodbye, old man, for good, Naruto said as he looked over at the 3 and nodded his head as though he was telling them he was ready. Well then, let's go, we have a long way to go, The man with the afro said, walking to the door. "Bye, old man," Naruto said as he walked out of the office for the last time in his life, never to see the man again. Everything then started to fade to black. Dream fade, that dream again, what is going on? 16-year-old Naruto asked as he woke up and tried to move on to feel weight on his chest. Upon looking down he noticed a green-haired girl sleeping with her head on his bare chest with a smile on her face. This is none other than Mashiro Kuna. To the normal eye she may look like a normal 5-foot girl with green hair and hazel eyes, but to other who knew her she was ex-lieutenant of 9th Squad and a Visored who just so happens to like wearing a white bodysuit with orange gloves, boots, and scarf with a set of goggles on top of her head. "Mashiro, get up," Naruto said, shaking the girl, making her open her eyes, and looked up at Naruto for a little bit before kissing him and then using a shunpo to disappear. "Damn pervert," Naruto mumbled, getting out of bed. Over the years Naruto's been here, he's grown only 5 inches but still kept what he wore 100 years ago. "What's wrong, Naruto?" a voice asked, coming up from behind, making him jump only to see that it was Kensai Muguruma, another Visored and one that Naruto looked up to like an older brother, one of the ones that brought Naruto here in the first place over 100 years ago. He had light gray, silver hair with brown eyes and was about 5 feet 11 inches. He was wear a dark purple shirt with white trim. In addition to green cargo pant, black combat boots, and a pair of orange fingerless gloves, and a series of piercings, 1 on his left eyebrow and 3 on his left ear. "God damn it, Kensai, don't do that, you asshole," Naruto shouted while he glared at the man. "Sorry Naruto, but anyway, what's wrong? I heard you mumbling something as I walked by your room," Kensai said, looking at young man. "It's Mashiro," Naruto said, making Kensai raise an eyebrow at him. "What'd she do this time?" Kensai asked, looking at him, hoping that she didn't cause trouble like she usually does. "Let's see you pick. She was in my room, sleeping on my bed, laying on me," Naruto said as Mashiro came back into the room wearing a white skirt and matching shirt that hugged her, showing off her C-cup chest. "Get out of my room, you green-haired pervert," Naruto shouted. "What, you didn't like that kiss?" Mashiro asked as she came over to Naruto, swinging her hips, making Naruto's eyes follow her hips as they swung left and right. "Kensai, do something about her, man," Naruto said, shaking himself free from the perverted thoughts to looking at Kensai only to see that he was gone. "You asshole, don't you dare leave me up here with this pervert," Naruto shouted as Mashiro came closer to him. "What's wrong, Naruto-kun, don't you like me?" Mashiro asked a little sadly. "Mashiro-chan, of course I like you," Naruto said, as she got closer to him. "Then why does it seem like you want to push me away? I really like you, Naruto, but why won't you let me get close to you?" Mashiro asked, looking Naruto in the eye. "Because Mashiro, it's not that I don't want you close, it's just the way you do it. You come into my room every night while I sleep and curl up next to me. It's a little weird, Mashiro, since we aren't even dating," Naruto said, making Mashiro stop and walk over to the bed and sat down. "Naruto, that's the thing, I want to be yours and only yours, but I don't know how to approach you about it," Mashiro said, looking up at him with a smile. "Every time I approached you about it I would chicken out. That's why I started doing stuff like this. I thought maybe it would tell you how I feel about you," Mashiro said to him as she got up and walked to the door only for Naruto to stop her. "Hey Mashiro," Naruto said, making her look at him. "Yes, Naruto," Mashiro asked, looking over at him. "Would you like to go out for breakfast?" Naruto asked, making Mashiro do a double take at what he said. WH, what?" Mashiro stuttered. "I said would you like to go out for breakfast?" Naruto said, making Mashiro go wide-eyed at what he said. "Sure Naruto, I'll meet you downstairs," Mashiro said, walking out of Naruto's room with wide eyes. "Downstairs? Hey, what the hell's with all the yelling up there?" A girl yelled. She was about 4 feet 4 inches with blonde hair done up in spiky pigtails and brown eyes. She was wearing a white shirt with a red jogging suit that had white strips on it with the first kanji of her name on it and flip-flops. "Shut up, Hiyori," Kensai said, coming down the stairs. "How about?" Hiyori tried to yell only for a man with a shuriken afro look to hit her on the head. This man was Love Kawa. He was about 6 feet 3 inches with black hair, wearing sunglasses so no one knew what color his eye were. He was wearing a green jogging suit. "Quit yelling, you idiot," Love said, removing his fist from the top of Hiyori's head. "Damn it, Love, stop hitting me," Hiyori yelled, rubbing her head. "Then stop being annoying," Love said, sitting down with a plate of waffles and bacon. "Would you two stop?" A feminine voice said, walking into the room, 3 others following her. This girl was Lisa Yatamaru, another Visored with long black hair and turquoise eyes, red oval glasses, she about 5 feet 4 inches, wearing a sailor fuku. The next was Rojiro Otoribashi, or as everyone called Rose. He had purple eyes, long, wavy blonde hair, and is about 6 feet 2 inches. He was wearing a black suit with a thigh-length black jacket. He also was wearing a white frilled shirt with frilled cuffs and a high collar, which was untucked. The man next to him, 7th Visored in the house, was Shinji Hirako, a man with chin-length blonde hair, brown eyes, and was about 5 feet 9 inches. He was wearing a Karakura school uniform with a long gray coat and newsboy cap. The last was a well-rounded man about 8 feet 5 inches with golden eyes and pink hair, wearing what looked like to be an olive green suit. This was Hashijin Yushoda. "So where are Naruto and Mashiro?" Shinji asked, looking around the kitchen. "You look in for me," Naruto said, appearing right behind Shinji with his mask on. It was different than the mask in the dream. This one covered him from head to toe except for one leg. His hands looked like a fox's paw, and the face, instead of just the fox-shaped mask, his whole head was covered to make it look like he had a fox's head. "What the hell, Naruto?" Shinji yelled as he grabbed his chest for the heart attack he almost had. "You should have seen your face, Shinji. I thought you were going to piss your pants," Naruto said, laughing as his mask started to break into pieces. "Good one, Naruto," Hiyori said, rolling on the floor laughing at what Naruto did to Shinji. "You still can't control level 7 of your mask," Kensai said, looking at Naruto breaking mask. "No, not yet," Naruto said, as the last of his mask broke apart. "Besides, level 7 is much harder than levels 1 to 6, Kensai. Unlike you guys, my inner hollow is a demon," Naruto said. "True, but I'm surprised that you can have that much control over it at that age," Hashijin said, looking at Naruto. "True, but remember, I've had my inner hollow since I was born," Naruto said as Mashiro came to the stairs. "Naruto," Mashiro said shockingly, since she just left him in his room. "Oh, Mashiro, yeah, you ready?" Naruto said, looking at the green-haired girl. "Yeah," she said, snapping out of her daze. "Hey, where hell are you two going?" Hiyori yelled. "I'm taking Mashiro out for breakfast, so bye," Naruto said, placing a hand on Mashiro's shoulder, and disappeared via body flicker. With Naruto and Mashiro. "So Naruto, where are we going?" Mashiro asked as the cloud of smoke appeared around when Naruto used his body flicker to take them somewhere in Karakura town. Final faded. "Don't know, where would you like to go, Mashiro-chan?" Naruto said as Mashiro had a tomato red blush on her face. "I don't know, Naruto-kun. What about Karakura Buffet?" Mashiro says as she points up to a building that says Karakura Buffet with a huge smile on her face. "Alright then," Naruto says as he started to walk to the restaurant. An unknown place in Karakura town. While Naruto and Mashiro were heading to Karakura Buffet, 2 Shinigamis came to Karakura town through a Senkaimon. The first was a girl with blonde pigtails and blue eyes, wearing a Shinigami uniform that was open just enough to show of her cleavage, which was a perfect round D cup with her Zanpakuto on her waist. She looked about 15 years old with a height of 5 feet 6 inches. This was Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze, the spirit princess and third seed of Squad 3. The second was another girl with short black hair and purple eyes. She was wearing the same outfit as Naruko with her Zanpakuto on her right side. She looked about 15 years old with a height of 4 feet 9 inches. This was Rukia Kuchiki of Squad 13. "Princess Naruko, you didn't have to come with me," the black-haired woman said. "True, I didn't have to, Rukia. But I wanted to. Something was calling me here and I thought I told you not to call princess," Naruko said to the girl next to her. "But it's improper for me to call you anything else," Rukia says, looking up at her. "True, but I'm not the heir, Rukia. Once my older brother is found, he will be the one to take the throne," Naruko said, looking at the lieutenant of Squad 13. "But Naruko, everyone has been looking for him for years now and no one has been able to find him," Rukia said as both of them jumped up to one of the buildings. "I know that, but I can feel it in my heart. He is out there somewhere," Naruko said, looking over Karakura town, not knowing that today would be the day she would finally meet her brother. With Naruto and Mashiro. "Thank you for breakfast, Naruto-kun," Mashiro said as she kissed him on the cheek. "Don't worry about it, Mashiro-chan," Naruto said with a blush on his face, turning away from Mashiro only for his eyes to catch the sight of what looked like to be Shinigamis. "Fuck, how could they have found out that the so-called traitors are here? But if so, how I'm the only one that uses soul form?" Naruto thought to himself before he looked at Mashiro, who only looked at him confused. Naruto-kun, what's wrong? Mashiro asked, looking at him. Mashiro, head home now. Naruto said as his eyes flashed to their hollow state. Naruto-kun, what's going on? Mashiro asked, feeling a little scared. Reapers go. Naruto said, making Mashiro go wide-eyed that Soul Reapers would come to Karakura now. Right, just be careful please, I can't lose you Naruto-kun. Mashiro said, looking at Naruto. Don't worry, I'll be fine, Naruto said before Mashiro started to run home while he ran the other and then down an alley when he was sure no one could see him. He took a pill out of his mouth and in a puff of smoke his appearance was changed. While early he had on a black jeans and a blue shirt, he now wore a pair of white loose baggy pant with black trim and a sash that held his Zanpakuto Kekkei Genkei at his side, while he also had a matching jacket with black trim that he left it open to show off his abs since he didn't wear a shirt, and unlike hair was different, it was shoulder length with red streaks. Man, I love those Gigai pills, so much easier than carrying around a fake body. Naruto said as he shunpoed to the location of the Shinigamis. With Naruko and Rukia. Hey Rukia, you feel that Ryotsu? Naruko asked, looking over at Rukia, who nodded her head yes. I do, but who could give out so much? It's more powerful than the king and queen combined. Rukia said as Naruko nodded, knowing just how powerful her parents are since she went up against her mother once and wound up in the hospital for a week. Hado number 4 Byakurai. A voice said, making them look behind them just in time to dodge the Kido spell. Not bad Shinigami's, tell me what your names are so I have something to write on your tombstones. The figure said, showing itself to the girls. You have any clue who you just attacked? Naruko shouted, pulling out her Zanpakuto. No, which is why I asked you your name. The man said, looking at the girls. Shouldn't you give your name first? Rukia asked, looking at the blonde and red-haired man. Fine, the name's Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Naruto said, only for him to be tackled by the blonde girl. Brother, I finally find you. Naruko said as she cried into his chest. What do you mean, brother? Naruto asked, making the girl sit up and look at him with a smile. My name is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze and I'm your little sister. Naruko said, looking at a wide-eyed Naruto with a smile. But how, I've been an only kid since I was born. Naruto said, looking at the girl. True, but you see, I was born in Seirei about a year after you were born in the living world. We were supposed to meet when I turned 13, but when mom and dad went to get you, you had already activated your powers. You were gone, nowhere to be found. Years later the leaf was destroyed and all your friends with it. When they came to Seirei they had one thing in mind, finding you, big brother. Naruko said with tears coming out of her eyes as she pulled out a medallion that was cut in half that said Maki and K's on it, making Naruto's eyes go wide at seeing it. I see you noticed that mine only has Maki and K's on it. That's because mom and dad gave you the one that says Uzu and Nami on it. Naruko said as a necklace around Naruto's neck started to glow while Naruto did the same. They're coming together. Both Naruto and Naruko said at the same time as both pieces came together, showing what it looked like as a full medallion. You see, Naruto, the medallion shows the truth. I am your sister. Naruko said as she got up off of Naruto and put her hand out for him to grab. I always wanted to know why the medallion was like that. Naruto said as he grabbed his little sister's hand so he could get up. Okay, can you two stop, please? I do have a mission. Rukia said, tapping her foot. What would that, Miss Shinigami? Naruto asked, looking at the girl. The name's Rukia Kuchiki, not Shinigami. Rukia said, glaring at Naruto. Very well then, Miss Kuchiki, what is the mission that you have in my little town? Naruto asked, looking at her. It is to guard it from hollows for the next month. Rukia said, getting a laugh from Naruto. That has got to be the lamest mission I have ever heard about, and believe me, Miss Kuchiki, this mission by my accounts is a fucking D rank that only worthy of an academy student. Naruto said as he looked over Karakura town. 100 years I have been looking over this town and nothing but weak hollows. Naruto said, sitting on the ledge of the building. But that just my thought about it. It's your mission, do what you need, just be careful. There is one person here who will see you. Her name is Ichigo Kurosaki, a nice girl who help lost souls try and find peace. Naruto said, looking over at the high school. And how do you know she can see them? Rukia asked. Because I told her that I could too, even though I'm Shinigami born I still need friends. Naruto said as he looked back at his sister and Rukia. Now I should be getting home, the others are probably wondering what taking so long. He said, getting up and walking away before turning back. Would you like to come, Naruko? After all, I do believe that this mission is for only Miss Kuchiki. Naruto asked, holding his hand out. He's right, princess, go with him, I can do this myself, Rukia said as she disappeared in a shunpo. Well, I guess I don't have a choice now, do I? Naruko said, grabbing her brother's hand. Well then, let's go then, Naruto said before they disappeared in a shunpo. Urahara candy shop. Naruto, why are we at a candy shop? Naruko asked, looking at the shop. You'll see, come on, Naruto said, dragging her inside the shop. Hello, welcome to Urahara's, a young girl asked. She was wearing a white shirt with the logo of the shop printed in pink and a pink skirt with white dots. She had purple eyes and long black hair done up in pigtails. Can you please get that lazy-ass bastard for me, Ururu? Naruto asked, looking at the girl. Off nodded and walked off to the back. Naruto, you shouldn't speak like that in front of little kids, Naruko said, glaring at her bother as a tall man with light skin, gray eyes, and messy light blonde hair came out of the back. He was wearing a dark green shirt and pants topped with a black coat with a white diamond pattern along its bottom half. He also had a pair of Japanese sandals and a striped dark green and white bucket hat with a cane in his right hand. Well, if it isn't my favorite customer, Prince Naruto, the man said, only to be hit with the end of pommel of Naruto's sword. Cut the crap, Kazuki, Naruto said as Kazuki got up off the ground and rubbed the spot where he was hit. That's Kazuki, the one mom and dad told me to come to if I need anything, Naruko thought to herself. Alright, what do you need? Kazuki asked, looking him in the eye. Not me, Kazuki, my sister Naruko needs to place an order, Naruto said, motioning to the next to him. Ah, Lady Naruko, your parents told me you might be coming, so I already have what you need, Kazuki said, pulling a box out of his coat pocket and tossed it Naruko. My parents told you? Naruko asked, looking at the man as she caught the box. Yes, the king and queen told me that you would be coming, Kazuki said, pulling out a fan from nowhere. Should have known mom and dad would do something like that, Naruko said, pulling out the item from the box and looked at it. A pill? Naruko asked, looking at the pill. Yes, that is the advanced version of a Gigai, all wrapped up in an easy-to-care pill, Kazuki said as Naruto took out his Gigai pill. Watch, Naruko, Naruto said, putting the pill in his mouth, and in a puff of smoke. He was now wearing black jeans and a blue shirt. His hair was shorter and the red streak were gone, but he still and his necklace. See? Naruto said, showing that he was now in a Gigai. That's one powerful pill, Naruko said, looking at the pill in her hand before popping it into her mouth. Just like her brother, she was now wearing something different. She was now wearing a blood-red skirt with black shorts underneath and a matching red tank top that stopped above her belly button. It was a V-cut, so you could see some of her cleavage as well. It looks good on you, Naruko, Naruto said, looking at his sister. Thanks, Naruto, Naruko said with a blush. 2 hours later. Naruto and his twin have been walking around Karakura town for the past 2 hours after leaving Kazuki's shop. So Naruto, how come you haven't tried to contact Soul Society? Naruko asked her brother. It's not that I could, Naruko, it's just that with the way it is now I want nothing to do with it, Naruto said, shocking his sister. What do you by the way it is now? Naruko asked. Central 46 is corrupt just like any council. All they care about is power, and until they are gone I want nothing to do with that place, Naruto said, swiping a hand through his hair. Naruto, you're not going to kill them, are you? Naruko said, looking at her brother. No. Like I said earlier, I want nothing to do with that place, Naruto says, pulling Naruko closer to him. Naruto, what are you doing? Naruko said with a blush as her boobs were pressed up against her brother's chest. Hold tight, Naruto said with a smirk as he focused on a seal that was back at the compound, and within 2 seconds they were gone in a flash of light. Namikaze compound. Damn it, where is he? Mashiro muttered to herself while walking in circles. Mashiro, stop it already, Kensai shouted. But Kensai, what if something bad happened to him? It's been 2 hours since I got back, Mashiro said, falling to her knees. Blondie will be fine, Hiyori said, not even looking at the green hair girl. Hiyori's right. Naruto will be fine, Lisa said, reading a book, as Naruto and his sister appeared in the room in a yellow flash. NN, Naruto, you're safe, Mashiro cheered as she got up and ran over to Naruto and hugged him while tears came out of her eyes. I thought that you wouldn't make it, Mashiro said as she cried. Hey, come on, Mashiro, I fine, Naruto told her. Hey Blondie, who's the other blonde? Hiyori said, looking at the new girl. Guy, say hello to my younger sister Naruko, he said, making them look at the girl with wide eyes. Your sister, but if that true then she would be a Shinigami, Lisa exclaimed. Yes, she is Shinigami, and don't worry about her, tell Soul Society about you guys, Naruto said with a smile. But how can you be sure? Kensai asked. Remember that I'm the future ruler of Soul Society, thus you guys can to be touched by Central 46 since I hold more power than them, Naruto said as Mashiro stopped crying and let go of Naruto. Beside from the 2 hours that I spent with her, she cares more about family than Soul Society itself, Naruto said looking over at his sister. He's right, family is more important to me than anything else, I would never cause my family any pain, Naruko said with a smile. Even so, they know where you are at all time because of the limiter that all lieutenant and captain class Shinigami have to use them, including you, Hachi said. That may be true, Hachi, but I took care of the limiter, Naruto said holding up a small device in his hands. That's the limiter, but how did you get it out of her? Hachi asked looking at the device. Wasn't that hard to get it out. I just infused her with some of my Ryotsu and a little Kido of my own design and bingo, no more limiter, Naruto said as he crushed it in his hands. Brother, you shouldn't have done that, Naruko said with wide eyes and what her brother had just done. Why? He asked looking at his sister. I'm the spirit princess, remember, and with that gone everyone will come her looking for me, Naruko said in a worried tone, knowing they would think she was a traitor. Relax sis, this isn't a normal limiter, Naruto said opening his head to show that it was still intact. But you crushed it, how can it be in one piece? Naruko said looking at the limiter. It a royal limiter sis, Naruto says pointing to a red swirl. That's the mark of the royal family, these things are indestructible, at least that's what Kazuki told me, and it seems to be true if I couldn't crush it, Naruto said as Naruko picked it up and looked at it. Figures mom and dad would use this instead of a normal limiter, but why? Naruko said looking at the limiter. You said it yourself, Naru-chan, you're the spirit princess, the only one that can take the throne since I'm not there, Naruto said snatching the device out of her hands. Beside to them you're more important than Soul Society itself, Naruto said putting the limiter on the shelf. So what do I do now, Rukia? As a mission I only came to see if you were in this town, Naruko asks with a frown. Easy, you'll be staying here. I'll call Kazuki and have him set up a few things, Naruto says sitting down on the sofa. But what do I beside that? Naruko said only to gulp when she seen Naruto smirk. Naruto, stop smirking. You like mother when you have that smirk, Naruko said backing up to the wall. Now sis, you must know that kids our age have to go to school, Naruto said making Naruko go wide-eyed. No, I won't go, you can't make me, Naruko said shaking her head. Sorry sis, you have to, Naruto said still wearing the smirk. But I hate school, Naruko said with a pout as she fell on her knees. Don't whine like a little baby, Naruto said making his sister snap her head up and glare. What did you just call me? Naruko asked in a dangerous tone as Naruto smirked. I think it had something to do with little and baby, Naruto said with smirk as Naruko appeared on Naruto in a flash, but what shocked her was the Naruto she landed on went up in smoke. What the? She said with a shocked tone. You have to be faster than that, Naruto said making Naruko turn around to see Naruto standing by the wall with a smirk on his face as he pulled out a red lace thong and a matching bra from behind his back. I must say you do wear quite the set of lingerie, Naruko, Naruto said hold them up as Naruko blushed up a storm. How the fuck did you get those? Naruko shouted. What can I say, I'm sneaker than the kitsune that's sealed inside me, Naruto said as Naruko stomped over to him. Keep your hand off my underwear, you fucking pervert, Naruko shouted snatching her thong and bra out of her brother's hands. Not my fault, I grew up with perverts, Naruto said shrugging his shoulders. Oh, and nice ass by the way, Naruto said only to dodge a punch that was meant for his head. Damn pervert, Naruko muttered as she walked away from a snickering blonde. Okay, there's chapter 1. The beginning was just a dream, so that has nothing to do with the story. The necklace the both Naruto and Naruko have play a part that will be revealed after the rescue arc is over, and the Gigai being a pill is only for Naruto and Naruko and a few others like the Visoreds. Now how does Kazuki know the king and queen? Only time will tell. Another reminder is that all the charters will be OOC, the same with the clothes. Seems like Naruto's a little pervert. The following females are a go for Naruto harem: Mashiro, Naruko. Poll for harem on my profile, it will be open until chapter 2 is out, vote for as many as you what. As far as Naruto thought the day was going pretty good, he meets a sister he didn't know he had take her panties and bra off her without her knowing, but like all good thing he knew something big was coming, and it focused around a 16-year-old girl by the name of Ichigo Kurosaki. "Hey Naruto." A voice called out to him from the living room. "What is it Naruko?" He answered back. "Is there anything fun to do around town? I'm bored," Naruko said. "Bored? You've only been here for 5 hours Naruko," Naruto said walking into the room. "I know, but I get bored easily and very quickly, and a bored Naruko is a no-no," she says with cute face. "Well, I guess I could introduce you to a few people that I know," Naruto said, curling his finger in a come with me fashion. "Who are you going to introduce me to Naruto?" Naruko asked as she followed Naruto out the door. "Just a few friends from school," Naruto says, making Naruko scowl at the school part. "I still can't believe you're making me go," Naruko said with a cute pout. "It won't be that bad," Naruto said, looking back at his sister. "Besides, you won't even be here that long," Naruto said, looking at her with a smile. "I know, it's just I hate the idea of going back to school," Naruko said with a little huff as she turned her head to the side. "Lighten up Naruko," Naruto said. "And why should I?" Naruko said as glared at her older brother. "Because your older brother told you to," Naruto says as he stopped and looked over at Naruko with a sweet smile, while a head of a bloodthirsty fox appeared behind him with an evil grin, making Naruko gulp in fear at what she was seeing. Alright, note to self: never make brother angry. And make sure Naruto and Captain Hana never meet each other, she thought, looking at the evil grinning fox head behind him. "Naruko, you okay?" Naruto asked, snapping his sister out of her train of thought. "Yeah, I'm fine Naruto," Naruko said with a smile while trying to forget what she saw. "Well, if you say so," Naruto said as he started to walk away. "Hey, wait for me," she said, noticing how far away he was getting. 20 minutes later, here we are, Karakura High, Naruto says, stopping in front of the gates of the school as students were walking out of the school to go home. "Are you sure I have to go?" Naruko asked, looking at all the kids coming out of the school. "Stop complaining Naruko, you're going, and that's final," Naruto said, looking over at his sister before his eyes caught the sight of orange hair. "Come on, I found her," Naruto said, grabbing his sister's hand and dragging her along. "Naruto, let go, I can walk, you know," Naruko shouted as her brother pulled her by her hand. "Ichi-chan," Naruto shouted, not even paying attention to his sister, while making a girl with short spiky orange hair and brown eyes look over in the direction of the one who shouted her name. Ichigo, or Ichi-chan as Naruto called her, looked like a normal teenage girl. Except that her hair is spiky orange. A trait that she gets ridiculed. She is a fairly tall, with a height of 5 feet 11 inches, with peach skin and brown eyes. She was wearing the usual high school uniform for girls, but what always popped out at Naruto was the girl's developing C-cup chest, which resulted in Naruto getting a fist to the face for always staring at her chest. With Ichigo, Ichi-chan, she heard a voice call out to her. Looking around, she caught the sight of a blonde-haired boy with whisker marks walking over to her while dragging another blonde behind him. "Naruto," she said with a blush as said boy stopped in front of her with a smile on his face. "Hey Ichi-chan, what's up?" Naruto asked, looking with his smile never leaving his face. "Nothing, just getting ready to go home," she says, looking at the blonde. "But why are you here? Normal you stay clear of this place on Tuesdays," Ichigo asked him. "Oh. Right, I want you to meet someone," Naruto said, pulling his sister in front of him. "Ichi-chan, I'd like you to my younger sister Naruko Uzumaki," Naruto said with a smile. "Naruko, this is Ichigo Kurosaki, one of my best friends," Naruto said. "It's nice to meet you Ichigo," Naruko said, extending her hand. "Likewise Naruko," Ichigo said, shaking the blonde's hand. "I had no clue you had a sister Naruto," Ichigo said, looking over at her friend. "Well, to tell you the truth, neither did I until today," Naruto said while sheepishly rubbing the back of his head. "How the hell could you not know?" Ichigo asked with a twitching eyebrow. "Well, you see, when I was born your parents sent me to live with some family over in America while Naruto stay here in Japan," Naruko answered while looking over at her brother and then to Ichigo. "I just found out that I had an older brother who lived here in Karakura town, so I came back to find him so we could be a family," Naruko said with a smile as she hugged her brother, who just patted her head. "Wow, nice save sis," Naruto thought, looking at his sister. "Do you know where Orihime, Tatsuki, Chad, Keigo, and Mizuira are?" Naruto asked. They left just a little bit ago, Ichigo said as she looked over at Naruto. Ah well, looks like you'll have to meet them tomorrow, sis. Naruto said, glancing over at his sister before looking back at Ichigo. You mind if we tag along? Naruto asked her. Sure, she said, shrugging her shoulders as she walked away with Naruto and Naruko following her. Naruto, why are we tagging along with her? Naruko asked her brother. Well, the main reason is because I need to speak to the idiot she calls father. Naruto said, making Naruko look at him weird while turned her back to look at him with an eyebrow raised. And why do you need to speak to my father? Ichigo asked. That is a secret, my dear Ichi-chan. Naruto said as they turned down a road and clenched his fist as couple of skateboarders knock over a vase of flowers and laughed about it. Hey fuckholes. Naruto shouted, pushing Ichigo out of the way while one of skateboarders turned around. You talking to us, kid? One of the punks said, turning around. No, I'm talking to your fucking ugly ass mother. Naruto said, making the punk walk up to him. You got a death wish, kid. The punk said, reaching out only for Naruto to grab the arm and twist it behind the punk's back and slam him to the ground, shocking the friends of the guy who was on the ground as well as Naruto's sister. Don't even fucking talk or your boy here gets a one-way trip to the hospital. Naruto said in a dark tone, making them freeze. Now let's have yourself a little quiz. Question 1 is for the half pint with the overbite. He says, pointing at the teen. What is that answer now? Naruto said, not changing his tone. A flower vase. The teen says, shaking in fear. Correct. Now question 2 is for you, fat ass. Why was it put there in the first place? Naruto demanded. It could have been for so kid that recital died or something. The fat teen said, shitting his pants. Correct. Now for you. Naruto say, pull the punk head up by his hair. Why the fuck is knocked down? Because why, thought it would be funny. The punk said as tears fell from his eyes from the pain that he was feeling. Good, now that I have my answers. Naruto said, getting up the man and placed his right foot under him and smirked. Get the fuck out and never show your ugly face in that part of town again. Naruto shouted, kicking the man, which sent him crashing into the other two teens who got up as fast as they could and dragged their leader of screaming. Naruto, what the hell did you do that for? Naruko shouted, looking at her brother who was picking up the vase. There you go, sweetie, I'll bring you some fresh flour on my way back home. Naruto said, making his sister look at him crazy while Ichigo just smiled. Thank you. A little girl said, appearing in front of them, while it shocked Naruko a little that a plus was right in front of them. You know, Naruto, I would have made them suffer for what they did to the little girl's memorial. Ichigo said, walking over to him while Naruto noticed the shocked look on Naruko's face. Shocked that Ichigo and me can see spirits? Naruto said, looking over at his sister with a look that said play along. When she picked up on it, she nodded her head. Yes. I thought that I was the only one that could see them. Naruko said with a smooth lie as Ichigo looked at her with a shocked look. Get used to. Naruto said, standing up. He's right. Sometimes it's hard to get time alone. Ichigo says, walking away with the two blondes following her. Kurosaki Clinic. When the three finally got to Ichigo's house, Naruko was shocked. And why, you ask? Well, when Ichigo opened the door and she was home out of nowhere, a man in his early to late 30s with black hair and brown eyes and tried to kick Ichigo in the face, only for said girl to hold out her foot, which then came into direct contact with her father's face, to which started to escalate into a match of beating the hell out of her father. Don't bother trying, Naruko. Naruto said, looking over at his sister before dragging her into the house and then into the kitchen. Hey Yuzu, Karen. Naruto says, dragging his sister into the kitchen while hearing a groan from Isshin as he hit the wall. Hey Naruto. The girl said, looking over at him. Yuzu Kurosaki was young girl of 11 with light brown hair with short bangs hanging over the right side of her forehead with a red hair clip on the left side of her head and dark brown eyes. She was 4 feet 6 inches. She was wearing a sundress. Karen Kurosaki, just like Yuzu, was 11. She was also her twin sister, but unlike her sister, her hair was black and she had dark gray eyes. For the outfit she was wearing, you could tell that she was a tomboy. Good thing I made extra. Yuzu said, hand Naruto a bowl of fried rice. Thanks Yuzu, you're the best. Naruto said, getting a little blush out of the girl. Oh, before I forget, Naruko, these are Ichi-chan's younger sisters that just handed me the rice as Yuzu Kurosaki. He pointed at Yuzu. And the one with black hair is her twin sister Karen Kurosaki. Naruto said before he took a bite of the rice. Yuzu. Karen, this my younger sister Naruko. She just moved back after finding out that she had a brother. Naruto said as the girls exchanged hellos while Ichigo walked into the kitchen. The winner by knockout Ichigo. Naruto says as Ichigo shook her head at his actions. Meanwhile, Isshin picked himself off the floor and sat down at the table. So, who's the new girl Ichigo? He asked. She's Naruto's younger sister Naruko. Who can also see ghosts too. Isshin began to cry. Not fair. Why can't I see them? His three kids sighed and didn't answer the rather common question. Unlike on previous nights, he got an answer. It's because you're too old, Isshin. As Ichigo doubled over in laughter at Naruto's statement while her father sobbed piteously, he suddenly stopped and punched Ichigo in the face, knocking her to the ground. That's for being late. Ichigo jumped up and tackled her father. A small brawl started with lots of shouting, amazingly not damaging anything. Naruko's swear dropped. Does this happen a lot? Yeah. Karen said while getting another bowl of rice. Dad thinks it toughens Ichigo up by attacking her without warning. He doesn't realize that he's the one that always end up with bruises. Naruko and Naruto then noticed someone else in the room. Hey Ichi-chan, you've got a visitor. Ichigo stopped his yelling at his father, and spotted the glasses-wearing ghost. I think it's cool to see ghosts, don't you Karen? Naruto asked for no reason. No, I don't believe in ghosts. I'm in denial. Naruto just frowned at what he heard her say. Suddenly there was a yell of, dropped your guard. And Ichigo was pinned to the floor until she threw her father off of her. They stood, lined up, and swung, once again hitting each other in the face. Isshin collapsed again. The lesson was free. Came the mumbled answer to the reason behind the fight. Ichigo grunted. Never mind dinner, I'm going to my room. I see you and Naruko at school tomorrow. Ichigo disappeared with a wave. Thanks for the rice Yuzu. Naruto said getting out of the chair and walked over to Isshin and grabbed him by the collar of his shirt. I need to borrow your father for a little bit Naruto said dragging Isshin out the door before he looked over at Naruko. Naruko, are you coming? Naruto asked looking at his sister who was still sitting blinking owlishly at what had just happened before shaking her head and ran after her brother. With Naruto and Isshin, Naruto had stopped a good ways away from the Kurosaki clinic just to make sure that Isshin kids didn't hear what he was going to say to their father. He looked over Isshin's shoulder to see his sister running after them. He smiled before looking Isshin in the eye. Alright Isshin, a lot of things are going to be happening around Karakura town. Naruto said with a serious tone that had caught Isshin's attention as well as Naruko, who only heard the last bit of it. What do you mean Naruto? Isshin asked out of curiosity. Shinigami. Naruto said, making Isshin snap his eye wide open at the word. I see you know about Shinigami. Naruto said with a smirk. Yes, I know about them. Isshin said, knowing from what Kazuki told him Naruto was able to tell if someone was lying to him. But the question is, how do you know about them? Isshin asked the blonde. Now former captain of Squad 10, I'll be the one taking first and then you ask your questions. Naruto said as Naruko went wide-eyed at the fact that this man was a Shinigami while Isshin was shocked that he knew he was a former captain. Now then, earlier today 2 Shinigami came to Karakura town. Did you sense them, yes or no? Naruto asked the man. Yes, I did. Isshin said looking Naruto in the eye. Good, then I'll go into further detail. Naruto said pointing at his sister, which made Isshin look at her with a raised eyebrow. My sister was one of the Shinigami that came here earlier. Naruto said making Isshin's eyes go wide. That's why I felt Ryotsu coming from her and here it was Ichigo. Isshin said as Naruto nodded his head yes. Yes, you see, while she was born in Seireiti while I was born 116 years ago in a village called Konoha no Seto. Naruto said looking at the wide-eyed Isshin. And before you ask, no, I am not a mortal Isshin, I was born as a spirit. My mother and father are in Seireiti. They have not seen me since the day I was born. Naruto said. Long short, some friends came and took me away from the village because like them I hold a similar power. Naruto said looking back over at Isshin. Now getting back on topic, these 3 Shinigami are planning to overthrow the king. Naruto said shocking Isshin and Naruko. And no Naruko, you cannot tell anyone, even mom or dad, about the upcoming threat. If you do it will ruin everything. Naruto said looking over at his sister who just looked at him crazy. Naruto, if mom and dad are in danger then I have to tell them. Naruko shouted at her brother. Then what, Naruko? The 3 who want to overthrow them will not show. So please don't do anything. Naruto said making his sister scowl and turn away from him. Fine, but if they die I'm kill you. Naruko said with her back turned to him. Don't worry, I have my best agents keep an eye out in Seireiti for me. How do you think I know all this? Naruto said, making Naruko snap around with shock written all over her face. But earlier you said you wanted nothing to do with Seireiti. Naruko said that her own brother would do something like this. I lied, Naruko, and don't worry, Central 46 won't die by my hands, the traitor will be the one to kill them. Naruto said just as a roar was heard. It has begun. Naruto said, looking back over at the Kurosaki clinic only to see one of the walls get destroyed out of the corner of his eye. He noticed Isshin getting ready to run to help his family. He placed a hand on his shoulder. Isshin, you can't stop this, her destiny is to become a Shinigami. Naruto said, holding him in place. Isshin, what would Masaki you right now? Naruto said as a voice spoke up behind. I tell you to let this happen, Isshin-kun. She is meant for great things, and with Naruto and his allies by her side she will become a great woman. You must learn that she needs room to grow. A voice said, making the three looked behind them. Naruko was shocked to see another Shinigami. While Naruto was happy she showed up on time. And Isshin was stuttering like an idiot. Why, well, the one that was in front of them was Masaki Kurosaki, the wife of Isshin Kurosaki and mother of Ichigo, Yuzu, and Karen Kurosaki. Masaki was a woman of average height. She had fair skin and long wavy brown hair down her back which was tied in a knot. She was wearing the regular Shinigami garb with her Zanpakuto on her left hip. She wore a smile as she walked up to the three. Masaki, how are still you alive? Isshin said, looking at his wife who had supposedly been dead for 7 years was standing right in front of him with a smile on her face. You can thank Naruto here for saving me. Masaki said, pointing over at Naruto. Sorry, Isshin, some secrets are best kept. Naruto said as a huge level of Ryotsu was released, making them look over to see Ichigo in a Shinigami garb and a huge sword on her back. Fuck, that's one big ass Zanpakuto, although it sucks that it's not her true one. Naruto said, making the other three look at him. What do you mean, brother? Naruko asked. You see that Zanpakuto is not solid because Rukia's Ryotsu is now fighting with her own Ryotsu. One wrong move and the sword goes bye-bye. Naruto said, looking at Ichigo as she destroyed the hollow. He noticed that she was going to faint because what had happened, so flashed over there and caught in his arm bridal style. Urahara, get your ass out here now. Naruto said, looking over in the shadows as said man walked out and into view. How did ya know that I was here? Kazuki said, hiding a smile behind his fan. Because I could smell a pervert nearby. Now take Miss Kuchiki and get her a gigai and fake school records as well as a set for my sister. Naruto said as Isshin, Masaki and his sister finally joined them. Ah, Masaki-chan, it's good to see your smiling face once again. Kazuki said as he pulled out a box from a pocket on his haori and tossed it to Masaki. Just ask Naruto, he'll tell you about what's in the box. Kazuki said as he picked up Rukia and took her to his shop while Naruto and the other look over at the clinic. For the love of Kami-sama. Naruto shouted, looking at the giant hole in the wall. Masaki, here, catch. Naruto said, tossing Ichigo over to her mother who barely caught her in time. She then looked at Naruto who was going through some kind of weird hand signs. Ninja art. Damage reversal. Naruto shouted, slamming his hands on the ground, and within seconds all the damage that was done vanished like it never happened. Naruto, what did you do? Naruko asked, gasping like a fish. Don't worry about it, Naruko. Naruto said, walking into the house so he could heal Yuzu and Karen. When the other got into the house they noticed that he was healing the twins with a light Kido spell. Place Ichi-chan in her room, she just needs to rest, she'll be fine in the morning. Naruto said as Isshin took Ichigo from Masaki and carried her up to her room. While Naruto and Masaki took Yuzu and Karen up to their rooms after he finished healing her. After the little time it took to put the girls in their rooms, the four Shinigami were sitting in the living room. Isshin was about to speak when a phone went off. Hey midget, what's up? Naruto said, pulling the phone away from his ear. Don't call me a fucking midget. Hiyori shouted over the phone for everyone to hear. Yeah, calm down will you? Now what do you want? Naruto asked. The guys felt a huge Ryotsu signature near you location. What's going on? The girl said over the phone. Oh, that was just Ichigo getting a jump start on her Shinigami powers, Hiyori. Naruto said. Alright. Hiyori said with a sigh. Hang on, Mashiro wants to talk to you. Hiyori said as he heard her pass the phone to Mashiro. Naru-kun, when are coming home? Mashiro said, making Naruto blush. I'm not coming home, Mashiro, I staying at Ichigo's with Naruko. I'll call you tomorrow, I promise. Naruto said before quickly getting something else in before she hung up. And stay the fuck out of my room, you pervert. Naruto shouted only to hear her giggle as she hung up. Damn pervert. Naruto said, shutting his phone. So can please ask why my wife is alive and is a Shinigami? Isshin asked Naruto. That's easy, she always been a Shinigami ever since I meet her on one of my daily terrorize the fuck out of Seirei days. Naruto said with a smirk as he looked over at Masaki. What? She asked with a raised eyebrow. Oh, just wondering if you still called your Zanpakuto Zan. Naruto said, chuckling as Masaki started to blush as images of her as a kid in the Rukon district hugging a blade and calling it Zan. Zan. Isshin said, only to get smacked. Never say that name. She said, pulling her legs to her chest. I haven't been this embarrassed since I hit puberty. Masaki said, crying a little only for Naruto to double over in laughter. It took a few minutes before everything calmed down for Naruto to explain everything to them while leaving out who their parents were and who the traitors were, since Masaki already knew Isshin would find out soon. He told them that he would be taking over Ichigo's training, it not that they did have what it took to try her, it's just he had to pound it into Isshin's head that he couldn't run away forever like he did. It still hurt that he didn't get to say goodbye to what little friends he had. Masaki, I suggest that you and Numbskull there get some sleep. Naruto said, getting a nod out of her. Right. But where are you going to sleep? Masaki asked, looking at the two blondes. Naruko and me will take the spare room, Naruto said. You do realize that there's only one bed into room, right? Isshin said with a raised eyebrow. I'll just share then, because there's no way in the 9 layers of hell am I sleeping on the couch, those things are not good for the back. Naruto said before devious grin appeared on his face. I don't think Ichi-chan would mind company tonight. Naruto said, grinning like a fox. No, absolutely not, do you hear me? Isshin shouted. I hear you. But I don't hear you. Naruto says, dodging Isshin's attempt at tackling him to the ground. Don't worry Isshin-san, I'll make sure Naruto stays in bed with me so long as doesn't touch anything. Naruko told him before glaring her brother. Hey, I'm not that kind of guy. Sure, you're hot as fuck hell. But hell itself would have to freeze over 10 times before I'd even think about fucking you. Naruto said, heading to the stairs. I may be a pervert, Naruko, but I would never fuck my own sister. Naruto said, admitting to being a pervert. Come Naruko, we have long day tomorrow. Naruto said, getting his sister to follow him up the stairs. Well, there's chapter 2 people hope you like, and I know it was Ichigo that had the vase scene, but I wanted to do it using Naruto. Now Naruto tell Isshin about a few things as simple because Toshiro and Karen will be getting pair up and at my story, so if I want the Kurosaki family in on everything then that how it's going to be. Now for Masaki, I thought it would be a nice touch making the whole Kurosaki family Shinigami, and I'll be bring back some other dead people not from Naruto but from Bleach. And the reason behind the perverted was because Jiraiya had got to him when he back a genin and turned him to the pervy side of the force. Now drumroll please, the winners of the poll are Retsu Yuno Hana. Female Kyuubi, Kasumi Kitsune. Soi Fan Rangaku, female Ichigo. Those 5 will be added to the list, making 7 girls since I already placed Naruko and Mashiro in the yes list. The reason I picked the top 5 was because Rangaku and Fem Ichigo tied for 4th place. When Naruto awoke the next morning, he looked over to his left to see his sister still sleeping with a beautiful smile on her face as a few strands of hair hung in front of her face, and brushed them away before getting out of bed and walked over to the closet to get his school uniform. Luckily he kept some here just in case he stayed after he got dressed. He walked out of the room and noticed Yuzu and Karen walking out of their rooms. Hey Yuzu, Karen. Naruto says, shocking the poor girls. Naruto. What are doing here? Asked a startled Yuzu. Naruko and me stayed the night after what happened. Naruto said, making the look at him confused until images off last night started to come back to them. Don't worry about the creature that attacked Ichi-chan, took care of it, head downstairs, I'll wake her up. Naruto said as Yuzu and Karen walked away while Naruto walked over to Ichigo's room and knocked on the door. He didn't receive an answer, so he opened only to see that she wasn't there. Not here, she must be downstairs then. Naruto said as he shut the door to her room and turned around to walk downstairs as a voice called out to him. Naruto. A voice said, calling out to him. Oh. Hey Naruko. He said, turning to side to see his sister walking up to him. Why are you up so early? She asked, still feeling a little sleepy. Did you forget already? Naruto asked, looking at her. Forget what? She asked, confused. We have school today Naruko. Naruto said, getting a pout from his sister. Well no, I was just hoping that you would forget about it, Naruko said. Now why would I forget about it? It's not Tuesday so I have to go, which mean you have to go as well. So come on. Naruto said, grabbing his sister's hand and dragging her downstairs. The kitchen. When Naruto and Naruko got down to the kitchen, he noticed that Ichigo and the twins were just standing there looking into the kitchen with wide eyes and mouths open while pointing into the kitchen. Mom h how are yyuaa alive bb but h how? Ichigo says, stuttering while pointing to a woman sitting next to his father. Now Ichi-chan, it rude to point at people, I thought I taught you better, Masaki said to her oldest daughter. That's not the point, how are you still alive? I watched you die right in front of me 7 years ago, Ichigo shouted. Damn Ichi-chan, do you need to be so loud? Naruto said, walking up to the girl, freaking her out. Naruto, what are you doing here? Ichigo said, turning around seeing that Naruto and Naruko were standing right behind her. Something came up last night, so we had to stay the night, Naruto said, making Ichigo confused at what he said before her eye went wide. The monster from last night? Ichigo says, getting a nod from Naruto. Yes, the hollow that attacked you and your sisters, Naruto said, walking into the kitchen, shocking her that he knew what it was. How do you know what it is? Ichigo asked him. I had my fair share of run-ins with them over the years, Naruto said, sitting down at the table. Now get over here you three, I have something to tell you. The same goes for your mother and your father, Naruto said. Now Naruto, I don't think it wise to tell them right now, Isshin said, not wanting to tell them what he truly is. You have no say in it, Captain Kurosaki, and you know it the moment Ichigo became one of them, wouldn't you say, Masaki? Naruto said with a glare fixed on Isshin, making him twitch when he noticed that Naruto's eyes changed to black with eerie yellow pupils. He's right, Isshin-kun, they need to know the truth behind it all, Masaki said, hoping her daughter wouldn't hate her after knowing the truth. And the same goes for you, Naruto, Masaki said as Naruto nodded his head. I know, Masaki, he said with a smile. What are you talking about? Ichigo asked, looking at them. Just come in here and sit down, Masaki said with a smile as she looked at her 3 daughters. All right, Ichigo said, walking into the kitchen and over to a chair. Okay, explain, she said, sitting down. All right, I go first, Naruto said, making Ichigo and her sister look at him. It's hard to explain, Naruto says, standing up while pulling a pill out of his mouth, making his school uniform disappear and replaced with his soul outfit as well as his zanpakuto on his left hip. But to start, you could say that I'm not a human being but a soul, or the term that is used by some, a Shinigami, Naruto said as the 3 girls went wide-eyed at what he said, making Ichigo speak up. That can't be true, we've been friends since we were kids, Ichigo said, looking at Naruto. True, he said, looking at her. But you see, I have a technique that can let me change how I look, Naruto said, looking at her. And besides, it wouldn't matter since everyone in this house is the same, Naruto said, looking over at Isshin, Masaki and his sister. What do you mean by the same? Asked a shocked Yuzu. Watch, Naruto said, putting on a glove on both hands and then slammed them into Isshin and Ichigo, pulling out both of their soul forms, shocking Yuzu and Karen at what they saw. Damn it, Naruto, give me a warning the next time you do that, Isshin said, standing up, showing that he was in his Shinigami garb with his zanpakuto on his hip and a captain's haori on his right shoulder that said Captain of Squad 10. While Ichigo was the same, but her zanpakuto was on her back, but unlike her father's, her zanpakuto was almost as tall as her. Now don't forget me, Masaki said, pulling out a pill from her mouth just like Naruto, and the other Shida was in her Shinigami garb. How can this be if mom and dad are spirits how we see them? A still shocked Yuzu says. Because Yuzu, you were born as a soul without a physical body. The same goes for Karen and you to Ichigo, Naruto says, looking at them. And to answer your unasked question as to why people can see you, is that when you were born you were placed in a special gigai that would let you grow at the rate of a human and cloak your ryotsu from Seirei, Naruto said, looking at them. How do you know all this, Naruto? Isshin asked. Masaki told me both time when she was pregnant. Each gigai was made by Kazuki Urahara and reinforced with ryotsu blocking seal made by me, as well as seal to completely stop you from using ryotsu at all while still letting you see spirits and hollows, Naruto said with smile. But due to the hollow attack last on your family Isshin, your daughter Ichigo is now a Shinigami whether you like it or not, Naruto said, looking at him. Now as for your younger daughters, I have removed the seal last night. After healing them within a week you'll be feeling their ryotsu. I did the same to Ichigo when C turned 11. Naruto said, looking over at Ichigo. It was your mother's orders that I did what I did, Ichi-chan. That's why I created the age reversal technique so I could befriend when you turned 5. It was to also look over you so the seal wouldn't break and alert Seirei about you, and then to help protect you after your mother's death was faked. Naruto said, only to be slammed up against the wall. Ichigo making his eyes go wide. So fast, but how she doesn't even know Shunpo yet? Naruto thought. Protect me after my mother's death was faked. What are talking about? Naruto, answer me now. Ichigo growled as she glared at Naruto. Ichigo, even if I told you I don't, you would understand any of it, Naruto said, looking away from her. Not understand? Oh, I understand. All right, you kept my mother away from me, Ichigo shouted. You think I wanted that, Ichigo? Naruto said, looking back at her before disappearing and reappearing right behind. You think I wanted to keep her away from her family, away from her daughters, Ichigo? Then I don't know jack shit about anything, Naruto yelled, slamming Ichigo up against the wall. It hurt me more than it hurt you, Ichigo. All she ever dreamed about was having a family of her own. That was a dream of a little 10-year-old girl who had nothing, Ichigo. She had no brothers or sisters to take care of her, no mother or father, nothing, just a sword. That's the only friend she had until I came along and caught her trying to steal from me, Naruto said as tears started rolling down his cheeks, shocking the Kurosaki family and his sister. But Masaki was the one that was the most seen Naruto cry, since in all the time she's known him he's never cried. Naruto, that's enough, put her down, Masaki says, putting a hand on his shoulder. Please Naruto, put her down, she said again, making Naruto loosen his grip on Ichigo and drop her. I'm sorry, Ichigo, I shouldn't have lashed out at you like that, Naruto said before popping his Gigai pill back into his mouth. Here at Isshin, Naruto said, disappearing in a yellow flash. Ichigo, Masaki said, slapping the back of her daughter's head. I want you to apologize to him the next time you see him. Do I make myself clear, young lady? Masaki growled. Why yes, mother, Ichigo said with fear. Good, now get your ass back into your Gigai and get to school, she said. Mom, I have no clue how to use it, Ichigo said, looking over at the body that looked like her. Right, sorry. Just place your hand on it and from there you'll be sucked back into it, Masaki said as she popped her Gigai pill back into her mouth as her daughter's soul form was sucked back into the Gigai and ran off for school as Naruko shook her head and followed after the girl. Alright, now Yuzu, Karen, you two will be staying home so your father and me can explain everything to you. We'll tell Ichigo when she gets home, Masaki told her two younger daughters. With Naruto at school, when Naruto flashed from Ichigo's house, he flashed right to school right behind a few trees. Stupid woman, Naruto says, walking out from behind the tree and to the doors of the school. That woman goes through so fucking many mood swings it make the midget look like harmless kitten, Naruto mutters, walking through the entrance of the school. Naruto, a voice shouted out as running could be heard. Idiot, Naruto said, sticking his foot out behind him as only to feel someone grunt in pain. Hey Keigo, Naruto said, turning around and looked at the downed boy moaning in pain. Said boy moaning in pain was Keigo Asano, a boy with medium long brown hair that flips outward. He has brown eyes. Morning Naruto, another voice said next to him. Morning Mizuira, Naruto said to the boy. Mizuira was a boy with short black hair and green, just like Naruto. He was also 16. Hey, didn't you see what he just did? Keigo said to Mizuira, who didn't even pay attention to him. So what wrong with you today? Mizuira asked. Why don't you ask the ungrateful bitch Ichi? Naruto snapped, shocking him and almost everyone that was there at what he called Ichigo. Wow Naruto, no need to snap at me, Mizuira said with his hand in front of him. Sorry Mizuira, I'm just in a bad mood, Naruto said, walking to the classroom. When he stepped inside he noticed that Chad, Tatsuki, and Orihime already there. Chad Yasutora, a friend of his from Mishiba Junior High. Chad is 6'5.5", with wavy brown hair that covers his eyes. He has dark skin, represented from his Mexican descent. Due to his muscles and height people think he is older than he looks. He is also very quiet and doesn't speak much. The next was Tatsuki Arisawa, a childhood friend. Tatsuki is tomboyish girl with a height of 5 feet 1 inch. She has black hair that's spiked out in some places and brown eyes. The last was Orihime Inoue, another childhood friend. Orihime was a beautiful girl who was about an inch taller than Tatsuki and a rack about the same as his sister. She has brown eyes and waist-length burnt orange hair. She also has a very weird personality that Naruto gets a kick out of. Naruto-kun. Orihime said, waving over to Naruto. Hey Hime-chan. Naruto said, walking over to the group. What's with you Naruto, you seem a little pissed off today. Tatsuki asked as Naruto sat down. Don't worry about it Tatsuki. Naruto said, laying his head down as the door opened up again showing Ichigo. Kurosaki-chan. Orihime said with a bright smile, which she just ignored and walked over to Naruto. Can I talk to you Naruto? Ichigo asked looking down at Naruto whom had just barely lifted his head up to answer. Just say it here Ichi-chan. Naruto said with a lazy tone. Fine. I'm sorry for bitching at you earlier, I had no right to without hearing why you did it. Ichigo said with a sad look. You know you didn't have to apologize Ichi-chan. Naruto said. My mom's making me. Ichigo says, shocking his friend since she never talks about her mother. Your mom's making you really? Naruto says, lifting his head up all the way. Yes, now drop it. Ichigo told him. Fine. He said before laying his head down as the teacher came in. Alright class, we have 2 new students joining us today. The teacher said. Their teacher was a young woman with long brown hair and brown eyes and glasses by the name of Misato Ochi. Okay, you 2 can come in. She says as the doors opened to show the 2 kids that Naruto already knew. Alright you 2, please introduce yourselves, she said. My name is Rukia Kuchiki. The black-haired girl said in a tone that only Naruto caught. She needs to get that stick removed. Naruto thought, looking at Rukia before looking over to his sister. My name is Naruko Uzumaki Namikaze. Naruko said, introducing herself to the class, making them look at her and then to Naruto, who raised an eyebrow. What? Naruto asked looking at the class. What do you want Naruto? She has your last name, the class said. She's my younger sister, so of course she would have my last name, Naruto said before the teacher spoke up. Alright, ask questions later, she said. Naruko, you can sit over next to Tatsuki, and Rukia, you can take a seat by Ichigo, she said, pointing to the 2 girls. While Naruko went and sat next to Tatsuki, Rukia walked over to Ichigo with a fake smile. You must be Ichigo, right? Rukia said in a fake tone. What are you doing here? Ichigo growled while Rukia had her hand out. Ichigo, you know her? Tatsuki asked looking at the new girl. Ichigo met her yesterday when I went to go and get my sister from the airport. She one of Naruko friends from America, which is funny since she looks Japanese and can speak it really good, Naruto said, saving Ichigo from her mistake. Yeah, but we were never introduced, Rukia said, playing along with what Naruto said. After class, alright Rukia, Ichigo roof now, Naruto said before walking out of the classroom with his sister hot on his heels. Roof, alright Rukia, due to you not having your Shinigami powers anymore, Ichigo will be doing them for you with me helping out here and there, Naruto said looking at her. What? Why should I help her? Ichigo shouted. Ichigo, this is your life now, kill hollows like the one last night as well as saving souls for turning into hollow or being eaten by them, Naruto said glaring at the girl. Beside, your father used to do this, the same goes for your mother, it's in the family, Naruto said. But why? I mean, I know from what little you told me this morning as well as what little Rukia told me last night, but why? Ichigo asked him. Because I said so, you're the only one that can, since Seirei doesn't know about me, and Naruko can't since this is not her mission, so that only leaves you Ichi-chan, Naruto said with a smile before a phone went off. There's a hollow in the park, Rukia said looking at the phone. Well, you heard her Ichi-chan, time to go to work, Naruto said taking the Gigai pill out of his mouth while Naruko did the same thing while Rukia slammed her hand into Ichigo to release his soul form. Just one thing, Naruto says putting a hand on Ichigo's Gigai and started to coat it with Ryotsu making it vanish for sight. What the hell happened to my body? Ichigo asked looking at the spot her body used to be. Don't worry Ichigo, it's still there, I just used a little Ryotsu to make it invisible so people wouldn't find it, Naruto said turning around to look at her. Now let's go before that hollow get away, Naruto said picking up Ichigo and jumping off the roof while Naruko did the same thing with Rukia. Once the 4 got to the park, Naruto noticed that Ichigo was looking around for someone. What's wrong Ichi-chan? Naruto asked. Well, you see there's this ghost that usually plays here. Ichigo explained, "He's about 5 years old, and about this height," she said, moving her hand to put it where the kid's head should reach. "He's always around here, so it's weird he's not playing in this park," she said truthfully. "A friend of yours?" Rukia asked. "No, I've just seen him a few times, I haven't even talked to him." He then noticed Rukia pulling out a cell phone and began to play with it. He seems nearby. "You know, I never did ask about the phone that you're using. I noticed it on the roof of the school when it went off," asked the curious Strawberry. "Well, you see, this device allows me to locate souls and also receive my orders," the girl replied as she looked behind them. "And it seems that the hollow is after the kid." "Uuuwwwwwwaaaaahhhhh." Everyone turned to the terrified screaming of a 5-year-old boy with a chain hanging from his chest, being followed by a large spider-like hollow. Ichigo and Naruto instantly grabbed their swords and put a foot in the fence separating them from the kid in danger, but just when they began to draw their Zanpakuto. "Stop." Both turned to see Rukia with a solemn look. "Why do you even want to help that kid?" she asked, before turning to the orange-haired girl. "You don't even know him," Rukia said, not understanding why they would help him. "What are you talking about, Rukia? It's a Shinigami job to help pluses, and I for one won't let a hollow devour a kid on my watch." Naruto barked in anger as he drew his Zanpakuto completely. "He's right, I just can't let that poor kid die," Ichigo shouted in agreement. "Naruto, you should know this too, since you're a Shinigami," the Ravenet said solemnly. "We as Shinigami must treat all souls as equals, not matter what. Even if that kid's in front of you and is suffering, or even if he were at 1,000 miles away, won't change the fact you both are Shinigami. You can't save every spirit." Naruto growled. "I am not a Shinigami like you, Rukia. I don't work for Seireiti. I have now ties to that place like you and Naruko." Naruto barked. "I protect all souls from hollow attacks," Naruto said as Naruko smiled. It was how her parents wanted Seireiti to work, to protect souls at any cost. "What's the point?" Rukia barked back. "It doesn't matter if you save the kid, only if you have such a false kindness. If you too want to save him, then you must save all the spirits. That means to go anywhere for them and give your lives for them. Except that." "Give life," Ichigo echoed, before growling. "Wah!" the kid cried as the hollow was about to bite him. "Get away from him!" Naruto shouted as he slammed his foot into the monster's face, knocking it back a few feet while leaving imprints the hollow's mask. He then snapped and pointed at Rukia. "It doest matter, I've been doing this for 100 years, Rukia, and not once has a soul be lost to a hollow." "Who are you?" asked the hollow as it approached the blonde. However, the moment it did so, one of its legs was sliced clean off with enough raw strength to send it flying back a few yards. Rukia was shocked as she saw Ichigo wipe her oversized Zanpakuto clean of the hollow's blood. "Ichigo, you too? Shut your damn trap!" Both Ichigo and Naruto shouted in unison, the first continuing, "I won't accept it." "What?" the shocked Ravenet asked. "Rukia, you were chosen to be a Shinigami to help people. But as for me and Ichigo, we're different," the redhead continued. "You did the same last night. You sacrificed yourself for Ichigo. Did you think it was your Shinigami duty to have him?" Both Ichigo and Naruto turned at the same time and sliced the hollow's head in 4 pieces. Ichigo cutting it vertically and Naruto horizontally in perfect halves. Naruto turned to Rukia with a determined face. "I hate it when people suffer and when others make people suffer. My job is to make sure that souls don't suffer after dying," the blonde shouted. Ichigo continued. "I don't accept any duty, or whatever. If things get ugly, I may run since I'm not so much a good person to sacrifice myself for everyone. But," then she turned to the Ravenet with a face as determined as her friend. "Sadly, I'm not as heartless as to live peacefully without paying my debts." She then walked to Rukia and extended her hand to the shorter girl. "I'm going to help you. I'll do that Shinigami job. Even if I don't want to," Ichigo said. Rukia smiled at both of them. "Yeah, thanks." Naruko smiled, looking at the 3 before walking over to the kid. "Now that that's said and done, hey, kid," Naruko said, kneeling down in front of the kid. "What is it?" the boy asked, teary-eyed. Naruko smiled warmly and comfortingly at the boy. "Calm down. I'm sending you to a better place." "Where?" the kid asked, a bit shocked. The blonde ruffled his hair and smiled more. "To a place for you to rest your soul and where you won't suffer anymore." With those words, and placing the end of her sword's handle on the kid's forehead, The kid was gone as a black butterfly took his place and flew away. After all that was said and done, they went back to school, which wasn't much beside the fact that the teachers asked where they were, in which Naruto said that they went to his house for lunch, and knowing that the blonde's house was far, they let it go with a warning. Once school got out, Naruto and Naruko left for home while Ichigo did the same, but not before offering Rukia a place to stay. Namikaze compound. Well, that was an eventful day. Naruto said, walking through the door of the compound as he took out his Gigai pill while Naruko just left hers. I guess. Naruko said, shrugging her shoulders as she walked in behind Naruto. Spoil sport. Naruto said, walking into the living room and noticed that everyone was there. Hey guys, what's up? Naruto asked, walking over to any spot on the couch. Not much. Kensai said before taking a serious face. But you could tell us what happened last night at Kurosaki-san clinic. Kensai said with a serious voice. Not much, just a Shinigami transferring her powers over to Ichigo so she could save her family from the hollow that attacked. Naruto said with a calm voice. This had to happen, Kensai, and you know it. In order to get them to show their faces to Seirei, this had to happen. Naruto said with his eye not leaving Kensai as he sighed in defeat. Don't worry man, everything will be fine. Naruto said, a smile. After Naruto explained everything to the other Visoreds, they went off to do whatever while Naruto and Naruko stayed in the living room and sat there in silence, not knowing what to say until Naruto spoke up. Hey Naruto. Naruko said, looking over at her brother who was lying on the couch. What is it, Naruko? Naruto said lazily. I was just wondering, do you know the name of your Zanpakuto? Naruko asked, getting a curious look from her brother. Yes, I learned her name when I was only 8 years old, and when I was 11 I learned Bankai. Naruto said, making his jump up and shout at him. You already know Bankai. Naruko shouted. What's the big deal about it? Naruto asked, looking at her with a lazy look. Naruto, obtaining Bankai is very big, only a few can obtain it. Naruko said, knowing just how hard it was to get since she herself was trying to get. I don't even have it. Naruko said as his brother turned his head to look up at the ceiling. Naruko, being able to obtain Shikai or Bankai is not important. The bond between you and your Zanpakuto, you must become one with your Zanpakuto to be strong. Naruto said, looking back over at his sister. Beside Naruko, I never even use them. Naruto said, closing his eyes. But Naruto, what happens if you face an even stronger hollow? Naruko asked, looking at her brother who wasn't even looking at her. Never had to. Naruto said, sitting up. I only ever had to face a Jillian-class hollow. Naruto said to her. Now then, let's go and get something to eat, I'm hungry. Naruto said as he stood up and walked over to Naruko. Come on. Naruto said, pulling his sister up before walking out of the living room and to the kitchen to get something to eat. I guess I could get something too. Naruko said as her stomach started to growl in agreement to food, making her blush. Seems like your stomach agrees with you, Naruko. Naruto said with a chuckle. Hey, don't blame me, I haven't had anything since lunch. Naruko said with a huff, making her boobs. Well, they're chapter 3. I thought it would be nice for Ichigo to know what her parents, since they will be playing a big part in the future. Now I know you're wondering why no flashback of Masaki as a child when she met Naruto. The main reason is because the flashback for that will be when the group gets to Seirei. I'll be skipping a few things and go right to the day Rukia is taken back to Seirei. The reason why is Naruto is nothing to do with those bottles, but all bottles after that he'll be in, since he's trying to keep Seirei from knowing that he's there. Sometime next week I should have chapter 4 up, just another 2,000 words and it done. Now there is a new poll up that will last until Aizen betrays Soul Society, and for those who love Yoruichi, she's in this poll it on my profile. The end. The chapter is end here. Now we will meet with another chapter, so don't forget to subscribe our channel for more content like this.